Welcome to our live Facebook broadcast. This is Help Desk with Joe, show 32 and episode 56 of our podcast series. Today we're joined by Joe, of course, with Help Desk with Joe, and we'll be listening to their show live on Facebook. This is David with Patch Turned Up in our studio here in Spencer, West Virginia. You're listening to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 32. And with us, as always, is Joe, and he's going through his news updates along with a product review today. So make sure you turn in for more podcast information and music here at our live radio station. All right, Help Desk with Joe, show 32. You're just racking up the numbers, Joe.
I know, we're moving right along.
And making it easy, making it sound good, and you got a face for radio, as you always say.
That's right.
So we're here, good day. We finally got some fall weather going on. School started, things are changing here. We're in West Virginia, of course, so we got a new caller added to our caller map, so life's interesting right now.
Yeah, our coat of many colors.
And as always, you're bringing us some news updates, and you got a product review today that I'm excited about. And we'll talk about it here in a little bit. But first, let's start off with some news. And you got some news from Apple.
Yeah, Tuesday, Apple did their big keynote event announcing some new products. It was a little different this year, as is everything in the year 2020.
Yeah.
Usually they pack a bunch of news media in there, and they make the big oohs and ahs, but it was all virtual this year, so it was a little different, a little over the top, in my opinion. But hey, it's Apple, so you don't expect anything less.
Right. So, and like you said, it's a little different, but it is a different year. Did they still come off well with their products?
Yes, I was actually impressed. I was a little late watching the keynote, but I got caught up pretty quick.
Right. All right. What do you think the biggest thing they made a splash with was?
In my opinion, the new iPad that
Really?
I'm already discussing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the new iPads.
All right. So, and I noticed when we talked, you mentioned the iWatch.
Mm-hmm. The Apple Watch, yes.
Okay. So we'll start with. You want to start with like the least impressed or the most impressed?
Yeah,
item?
we'll start with.
Let's work our way up. Let's start with the least impressed.
Okay. The new Apple Watch. It's going to be in the new Series 6, which it'll go on sale tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay.
And starting at $399, and they're also coming out with a. They don't say cheaper, they say budget version.
Right.
Called the Apple Watch SE, and it's going to be a little faster than the Series 3 watch, and it's going to start at $279, and both will be available for order tomorrow.
Nice. And today, just in case you're wondering, you listen to this show, it's 9/17/20
on a Thursday.
Yep, so it's the 17th. So that'll be the 18th that it comes out. So
yes.
If you catch this show a couple days later, then just know it's already out there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Series 6 is going to have a faster processing chip and is going to be 2.5 times brighter than the current model to help make it easier to read in bright sunlight.
Yeah. That's always an issue. Trying to see your stuff in the sunlight's rough.
It's always a pain.
Yeah.
And one of the new health features it includes is now going to let owners be able to check their blood oxygen level from the watch.
How's that work?
I'm going to say magic.
I mean, you're talking about oxygen in your blood, so how in the world does it do that? Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical background, so that you're right. To me, that is all magic.
I'm going to assume it's the same technology as, when they put the little finger clamp on your finger and say, okay, your oxygen level is this.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, I was thinking at first they had to take some blood, kind of like a diabetes scan where you got to get blood, but you're right. They do that without.
Yeah, and I got to say, Apple, again, surprises me. I mean, in the scheme of things, this is a small, but, the blood oxygen level is huge.
If you're older, especially, like COPD and stuff, so.
Plus, the Apple Watches, there's been several news stories of people reporting that with the other heart-related features built into the watch, that people have actually been able to basically self-diagnose that they've had AFib or on the verge of a heart attack or something.
Right.
It's given them some kind of warning to go to the doctor, and the doctor said, yeah, you're on the verge of a heart attack, or yeah, you do have AFib. I mean, it's actually been able to help people self-diagnose to say, hey, maybe I do need to go to the doctor and get this checked out.
Right. Wow. Okay, so Apple Watch making some big strides there, especially with blood oxygen. That's important. Okay.
Yeah. So now the Apple Watch Series 3 has been around since 2007. Apple's not getting rid of it. They're actually going to drop price on it and start it at $199.
Okay, so getting more affordable for Apple products.
Yes.
And you talked about that in one of the earlier podcasts about how one of the phones, they were kind of getting the middle market, I think.
Yeah, the iPhone SE, yes.
Yeah, so starting to drop down and less elite and more for the average person, I guess.
Right. Now, they also announced 2 iPads. The 10th generation iPad. Did you know, Dave, and I completely forgot about this until they announced it in the keynote, that this year marks the 10th anniversary of iPad?
Really?
Yes.
I'm not an Apple person, so I don't follow any of it, and I don't have any of it. But that kind of, 10 years of iPads, yeah.
Yeah,
rocking.
It shocked me because I remember when Cena and we bought the iPad 2 when it first came out, and the big selling point of it has cameras.
Right.
And looking back now, it's like everything was so antiquated now, and we're only talking 8-9 years, but
they've made a lot of leaps.
Yes.
In technology. Like I know for our soccer team, they use Huddle, and they do it all on iPad.
Yeah.
So they video everything on iPad.
And they've changed things up now. They're doing away with the home button, but they still have the fingerprint reader, and where it is, it's on what they call the sleep-wake power button at the top. You just tap it at the top, and it reads your fingerprint.
Really?
Yes.
Man, getting crazy. I don't know. I like having the buttons, but I'm old school.
Right. Well, I am too. But with my phone, I don't have the buttons. But I've kind of gotten used to with not having the home button. So I mean, it's a little trade-off, but it's something I've gotten used to. And with the new iPad Airs, and my buddy Greg, he's die-hard, die by the Apple, and immediately I texted him as soon as Apple announced it, just giving him grief about it because he complains about Android is so, it's not as good as Apple. Apple is so better.
Right.
So the new iPad Air is coming with USB-C charging port.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes. People have to love that because it's so frustrating. We have friends. We ride with them a lot to soccer games. They have Apple. Our chargers don't interchange.
Right.
And it's such a pain.
Right.
When I get in their car, I got to bring my own charging cord.
Right.
We just did this Saturday. We drove to Beckley for soccer, and I had to bring my own charging cord, and it's such a pain.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like if, Mom and Dad go somewhere with us.
Yeah.
They and Cena have iPhones. I'm Android, so literally I'm always having to tote my own cable with me anywhere we go.
Yeah.
And
it's a minor inconvenience, but man, that'll be a nice convenience
I immediately texted Greg and said, "Hey, Apple's getting USB-C. Maybe Android should do it." Oh wait, they've done it for several years now.
And what was his response? And again, keep it rated G.
Yeah, it was rated G. I just get back shush.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say the other one might be like the poop emoji.
Yeah. No, I give him a hard time because I always tell him, when the iPhone came out with wireless charging, I said, "That's great, that's new technology." Oh wait, Android's had that for about 5 years now.
Yeah. And I do like it. So that's my buddy's phone has it in his car where you just set it on the little armrest and it'll charge your phone.
Yes.
Which is kind of neat.
It makes it handy because then you got a place for it and charging all built in.
So getting advanced with the technology. All right, so
and they actually added a couple of new services as well. One service is called Fitness Plus, and it's going to offer sort of workouts favored by owners of the Peloton bike.
Oh yeah.
In addition to yoga, walking, and other exercises, and works in conjunction with the Apple Watch to see your metrics. And Peloton charges $12.99 a month for the video sessions.
Nice. I know Peloton's a big deal. Probably not here in West Virginia because we're fairly unhealthy, but in other places, Peloton's a big deal.
Especially since COVID hit, Peloton really came on the scene.
Gyms closed down, and people had to find a way to work out. Cool. All right.
And then one other new
is this the best one?
Yes, this is actually pretty neat. It's going to be called Apple One. And it's going to be a monthly subscription, and it's going to include Apple Music Plus, Arcade Plus, News Plus, and iCloud storage. And an individual plan will also include Music, TV Plus, Arcade, and 50 gig of iCloud storage for $14.95 a month.
Now, I don't know enough to know, so I'll ask the technology guru here. Is that a good deal compared to what you get, like with
if you buy
OneDrive or any of the others?
If you buy it all separately, it'll be $21 total per month. So you're actually saving a little bit of money. You're saving about $6 a month on that.
Nice. Okay.
And then you can actually bump it up to $20 and get 200 gig of iCloud backup plus everything else, which you're going to save about $3 a month on it.
Right.
Or you can get everything, like the whole bundle, for about $30 a month.
Yeah.
And that I think that includes it's more geared to a family plan. So like a family plan would be $30 a month.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. So a lot of news coming out of Apple. Let's switch gears and go to PlayStation.
Yes. So what was it, last week or week before?
I want to say last week or week before. Week before, I believe, we talked about PlayStation 5 and kind of like whether they had digital versions and what they were offering and what they were coming out with.
Yeah, they was offering pre-order to only PS Network
previous
subscribers.
Owners, yeah.
And there was no set price or anything like that. Well, PlayStation has announced they actually have a date and we have a price.
All right.
So the
kids everywhere will be happy.
Yes.
Parents just in time for Christmas.
Yeah. How convenient.
Yeah, no.
So the PlayStation 5s will be available starting November 12th at a starting price of $400. But before you get all excited saying, hey, that's great, the $400 is going to be the all-digital edition, download-only edition. If you want one with a physical drive, that's going to start you at about $500.
Really?
Yes.
Is that good or bad?
Well, considering what we discussed about Xbox being starting at $299 and then $399, that kind of surprises me with PlayStation being a little higher. But PlayStation has been known to have, like, the games that are exclusive to them have always been kind of a little outpaced Microsoft, so it's going to be interesting. Okay,
jumping in the mix and stirring the pot a little bit.
Right.
And just in time for Christmas.
Right.
So I know you have your diehard PlayStationers, so they're going to, they'll make it interesting. Because it's once you're used to something, you got your games. Because I know Kale started a new game or had to redo his game. So he had all these points built up and had all the special characters, and now he had to start over, and he's kind of like, man, I wish I could just go right back to where I was.
Yeah, pick right up where you left off.
Yeah, and that keeps people from wanting to switch. So
right.
Interesting how that works, and we'll see how that plays out. So which one are you buying?
At this point, neither for a little bit.
Yeah. Now, are you an Xbox or PlayStation guy? What are you?
I'm both.
Okay.
I have now
the perks of being a tech guy. You got both.
Yeah.
I got to try them out. This is for Cena. That's for work.
Of course. Now, if I had to skew one or the other, I'd have to go to PlayStation because I've been on PlayStation longer. I've been on PlayStation since the original PlayStation 1. So
right.
Now, Xbox, I was a little late to the party. I have an Xbox 360. I don't have an Xbox One. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love both, but I'm still just kind of, there are just some games that I will not play on Xbox because I'm used to, like I said, the controllers.
Yeah.
So, like the Madden football games, stuff like that, I'm used to PlayStation controls. I just won't go to the other side of them.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool deal. All right. Well, on to news story 3, and it escapes me.
TikTok.
Man, how could I forget that one? TikTok. All right. Juice us up with TikTok.
Yes, so been about a month ago, there was discussion. Well, it was in July. Remember, President Trump was going to shut off TikTok, and and Microsoft was going to come onto the scene. Well,
and I think you said something about us being a communist state because the president was cutting off our media.
No, I did not say that. No, I was just applauding him that, and I'm not a big, and just for.
You were mad because you had some TikTok videos lined up that you were getting ready to drop, right?
Exactly. Now, for all
we're joking.
For all intents and purposes, I'm not a diehard one way or the other. I vote for the person, not the party. And we've had this discussion.
Let's stay out of politics here.
But I was applauding President Trump for saying, "Hey, China's not on everybody's top wish best terms right now. So let's take a step back and figure out what exactly they're doing with all this information."
Yeah.
So so I was applauding him on that, and you was the one saying, "I don't know about this." And like,
I like to play devil's advocate.
I know.
just to give you a hard time.
You get me riled up. He's like poking the bear. Like, come on.
Okay. So TikTok news update.
So. Microsoft was going to come onto the scene and save the day. Well, that deal got nixed.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So Oracle, and they are the company behind Java.
Right.
They are prepared to sign off on this deal they've proposed it to the government, and President Trump said yesterday that he isn't prepared yet to just sign off and say, have at it for between TikTok and Oracle. He says he needs to make sure the deal addresses national security concerns about the app before he's willing to sign off on the deal.
Really?
So he's not completely against it, but he's saying, like he said before, let's keep an eye. Let's look into this all. Let's make sure all I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Let's make sure.
Well, who's Oracle owned by?
Oracle is the parent company of Java.
But I mean, who owns Oracle? Do we know?
Let me look.
You can look. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say we got internet at our fingertips here.
Yeah.
So. I was just curious.
Larry Ellison is one of the co-founders of Oracle.
Ah, but I'm assuming it's a public company now, right?
Who's Oracle owned by?
That's interesting stuff here. So
That
nothing like taking you on live broadcast and throwing ringers at you.
Yeah, it still says Larry Ellison. He owns 36% of the company.
Huh. I'm sure that'll be a big topic. So so it has intuitional stock ownership at 34%, intuitional mutual fund ownership at 14%, mutual fund ownership at 2.8%, and then inside ownership at 37%. So I don't know what inside ownership means, but they're the majority.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so part of the little holdup is the initial discussion was that whatever U.S. company would take over.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
I did find this. Larry Ellison owns 1.1 billion shares of Oracle. Ooh. And he now serves as their chairman and chief technology officer.
Okay.
So that's good. I assume, yeah. All right. So going in the right direction, right? That's the direction we wanted to go in.
Right.
That's good.
So one of the big hang-ups was there was initial discussions of whoever the U.S. based company would be, they would house all the data, but they would still send backups to China. So that was kind of the big, hold on. If they're going to get the backups, that's almost as bad as just sending the data straight to them. You're just making them work to retrieve the data.
Yeah. Now here's what's interesting. Their stock has been going up.
Yes.
So those kind of announcements make the stock move. By golly.
Yeah, and speaking of stock, this wasn't on our news story feed, but yesterday Amazon announced that you can now listen. They now have a podcast player and going to have exclusive podcasts.
Ooh.
Spotify's stocks started dropping.
Really?
Yes, and as Spotify just announced, a few weeks ago that they started hitting heavy with more podcasts and stuff like that. Amazon's coming on the scene now. Spotify's stockholders are going to hold up, back up.
Yeah. Getting in on their market.
Yeah, and it's from my standpoint, I think it's funny, just something small like podcasting. I mean,
well,
don't get me wrong, podcasting is huge.
I was going to say it's a big area now.
Podcasting is huge, but in the whole grand scheme of things, with Amazon, Amazon has their hand in so many things that, an announcement like just adding podcasting to their services, from my standpoint, it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But for that to completely start shaking up the stock market like that surprised me.
Yeah, and so this says, I just looked it up real quick, podcasts are more popular than ever. It says over 55% of the population in the U.S. have listened to a podcast, and over 155 million people listen every week. So that's about 24% of the U.S. population listen to podcasts weekly. I mean, that's a quarter of the population. That's a pretty big market.
Yeah. But I was just surprised as, Apple's been there forever, Google's been there forever. I mean, there's so many already podcasting platforms that for Amazon to throw their hat in the ring and then it to start shaking up competition.
Well, they have the power to do that and the money to do that, so yeah.
I mean, literally just they announce it and all of a sudden,
bam.
Yeah, everything starts shaking up. It's like, wow, you're not even giving this time to look and see how this falls. It's just like, we're here, okay, let's shake things up.
Well, here's the $1 million question. Is this podcast going on Amazon?
If I can make it available, yes. Honestly, I've not researched it yet. If they're pulling from Apple's feed like everybody else does, we're already there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We'll have to look into that.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
If not, we will be.
Yeah. I'd say you're good at sharing our podcast out there, so I'm assuming we're everywhere. We're everywhere.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. It's amazing. From small, rural Spencer, West Virginia, we're everywhere.
Right.
So good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, what else you got on news updates? I know you said it was a big week of news updates.
Yeah, the big that pretty much covers all. Yeah, the three big ones. The biggest one was everything that Apple was announcing: the 2 new iPads and the new services. And what shocked everybody, including myself, because I was about a half hour late into the keynote, and I was expecting a new iPhone like everybody else,
right.
but they did not announce any new iPhones.
I guess you can only shake up so much, and going with the watch and the iPads, those are pretty big markets.
Yeah, but the way Apple's ran in the past, it's usually, iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch all in the same event.
Time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was a little shocked. I was a little surprised by no iPhone announcement, but that's not saying that they won't have another announcement come November.
Well, I was going to say, Christmas. The cell phone race is so crazy.
I know.
I mean, new models all the time.
And Google's making an announcement tomorrow, so I'll have news on that next week. They're going to have the new Pixel 5, new Chromecast, and some other goodies.
Nice. So Google following right in there with their stuff. Pretty cool. Okay. Well, today you have a product review, and we were talking about this, and one of those situations where not all things are golden.
That's right. This is... spoiler alert, this is not going to be a 5-star review today.
No 5-star out of Joe today.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell us what you brought, and we can see it here in the corner of the camera. See if I can get my hand up high enough. I cannot.
All right, you want me to pull it over to you?
Hold on, I probably am, but I'm not seeing it because we're on delay, so it's right here inside. If you want to, there you go. You can see it. So, right there. My hand is blocking it. There you go. Now I'm pointing at it. Okay, so as you look at it, so, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Primax. This is the Primax portable power station.
And you can see it there sitting on our shelves. We hid it. A little Easter egg for you for earlier in the show. But now it's not an Easter egg because I already said where it is.
Right.
But hidden in plain sight for our show. So Prymax R150.
Yeah, it's a portable power station.
And I hit this right off the bat because I was interested. I was like, okay, this is going to power a laptop. Nice. It's got a big battery in it. How long will it last? What will it do? And then you shook up my world, Joe.
Yeah, you hit me with the big stuff right off because I was going to hold back and not give you any news. Yeah. And then what do, Dave? You just hit the nail on the head right off.
We got to work towards that. Yeah. And I blew it out of the water right away.
Next time I'm going to say, Dave, I can't talk to you till we
Yeah. Got to get a real product review in here. You can't jump to the center. Okay. So let's start off here. What is it? What's it do? And what's it supposed to do?
Okay, so it's a portable power station that you can actually take camping or use during power outages. We're not much into camping, but it'd be great come wintertime. Live in rural West Virginia here, to be able to use in a case of a power outage. You can actually.
And you do a lot of remote stuff anyway, like with the voting when that all comes around, and then helping out with some remote stuff that we do. You do a lot of remote stuff where it's nice to have external, individual, or isolated power, I guess.
Yeah, a backup power source.
Yeah, there you go.
Plan B.
So
here is what it claims, and once we get into the pros and cons, you'll find out why I say here's what it claims.
Gotcha.
So they say it charges your smartphone up to 20 times. It can charge a laptop up to 3 times. It can run a 32-inch television up to 3 hours or more. It can run a CPAP machine for 2 nights or more using the DC converter, and it can run lights or other small appliances. So on the front there, as it's pointing to the camera, I know it's probably hard to see, but it has a regular AC outlet.
Yep.
It has 3 plugs on the left side. 2 are 12-volt out jacks. One's an input jack that you can actually use to plug in to charge it via a power adapter, car adapter, or solar panel.
Now, what kind of... Those are like pin 12-volt outs. What would that be used for?
I'm not sure. Well, I think that's for like...
Does it come with cords?
Not for those, no.
Huh, that's interesting. I don't know what those would be for.
Well, that's for your DC output. So if you have a 12-volt DC output for something. but I'm not sure.
I mean, usually, like, if you got, like, a little power bank that jump starts your car or whatever, they come with their own plugs.
Right.
You know, something you, like, jump a car battery with or something along those lines. But they come with them because otherwise, how do you get those? Anyway, beside the point. Doesn't come with cords.
Right, so it has the AC electrical output, and then it also has 2 standard USB ports, and then it has 1 USB-C port.
Which will now fit both Apple and
yes.
Android. Okay.
Yeah, partially Apple, all of Android.
So. yeah.
And then on the back of it has a very nice LED flashlight. It has 3 modes. You turn it on, it has a center flashlight, then it has a high flash, and then a low flash.
Nice. Okay. And you showed that to me earlier, and it is nice. It's a bright light. It looks
it's
good.
a very bright light.
Okay. So that's what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
So in your experience, what's it actually do?
Okay, so the cell phone claims it does charge your cell phone, works great. I mean, I have used it several times. I basically lost count of how many times I could charge my phone on full charge. So that part's nice. I was doing my homework last night, and Dave, you know me, I like to try to steer it down the middle as best as I could, and I was very hard to find any negatives.
Right.
It's a power bank. It does what it advertises.
Yeah. I mean, it's a battery that charges stuff.
Right.
Not terribly hard to do.
No. And so it's on Amazon. So I thought, well, if there's anything bad to be found, it's on an Amazon reviews.
Yeah, somebody will put it out there.
So I hit Amazon and thought, okay, well, let's see what everybody's complaining about. And right now on Amazon, it has 4 stars based off of 36 ratings. I thought, okay, that's good, so that must be a really good item. And then I got to reading the reviews. And several of the claims were that it would not charge a laptop. And
boy, that gets interesting.
Yes.
I mean, everybody wants to charge your phone, but realistically, if you're with the car or you got one of those small pocket ones, you don't really need a big one.
Right. So I thought, that's interesting. Let me try my laptop. And I tried my laptop, and sure enough, it did not charge.
Did not charge.
So I got to digging a little deeper, and this is where it kind of goes over my head, and this is where Dave, you and I had this discussion before, before the show.
Disclaimer, neither one of us are electricians.
Yes. And this is all based off of sine waves, SINE waves. And basically what this boils down to is for a laptop to charge, it needs what they call a pure sine wave.
Right.
And with this converter, when you push the AC button to turn on the AC adapter port, it doesn't convert it into a pure sine, it converts it into what they call a modified sine. And biggest majority of laptops do not understand how to pull in the power from those sine waves.
So it sends out the wrong sine wave to charge a laptop. Now, and this is what you found to be true.
Yes, because I read that last night. I said, I have to try this.
Yeah.
And
a good thing you did.
Yeah, so I was basically playing Russian roulette last night because I was kind of scared doing it because I thought, okay, what can happen? Because I know what can happen because I had a friend one time say that they had went on a bus trip and they plugged their laptop into one of the power jacks on one of those Park Tours buses.
Yeah.
And got what they call dirty power on it and jacked up the laptop to the point where it was never right after that. Oh, man,
yeah, that's not good.
Okay, here.
Cena, let me have your laptop for a second.
Well, we've been discussing about here the last few weeks.
Which is the biggest risk? Messing up Cena's laptop and dealing with that for a long time, or messing up yours and dealing with that for a long time?
Well, we have been in discussion the last couple of weeks of me replacing my laptop anyway, and I thought, well, worst case scenario, we'll speed up that process.
Yeah, there you go.
So I plugged it in, and nothing happened. Literally, nothing happened.
I mean, well, that's a good thing then.
Yeah,
and good thing in one way, your laptop survived.
Yeah. No smokes, no fire, no weird. Just looks like it becomes demon possessed or anything like that, but no charge light indicator, nothing. So I thought, okay, let me double check my charger, and my charger was good.
Yeah.
But sure enough, and I was using an actual Lenovo branded charger. This wasn't some third party knockoff. This was the actual branded charger that came with my laptop.
So it done everything except charge a laptop.
Yes.
And it claimed to charge a laptop.
Yes.
All right, that's where the caveat comes in, and that's where Joe's rating system will find out
So
the truth.
So at that point, I was, it says it can run up to a 32-inch television and all that. And I thought, I'm not even going to attempt that because I'm not going to blow up some major appliance in our house just for testing purposes. I will do a lot.
That'll
of things.
Get you in trouble with both Cena and Sadie.
Exactly. Yeah, you've not seen. Well, Dave,
Don't unleash the fury. Yeah, don't unleash the fury.
I will dunk stuff in water, but I will not blow something. Well, most of the time I won't blow anything.
You won't blow something up that belongs and/or is used by those two.
Yes, it's considered community property.
That's called self-preservation, Joe.
Exactly.
And yours is pretty strong. That's a good thing. Yeah.
So the charging time on that takes 6 to 8 hours, depending on how you charge it, whether you use a car adapter, or AC adapter, or a solar panel.
All right.
The car adapter and solar panel sold separately.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. All right.
So, Dave, how much do you think this thing retails for?
I don't know. I'm terrible at this game, so I'm going to say $30.
Not even close.
Really?
Yes.
High or low?
You need to go way higher.
No way.
Yes, way.
Okay. 100?
Retails on Amazon right now $159.99.
Holy smokes!
Yes.
Are people beating it up on their reviews? Like what stars?
4-star review off of 36 reviews.
No way.
Yes.
They must have reviewed it before they tried to charge your laptop.
Had to.
So okay,
and honestly, that's how I could tell because I went back and read the reviews last night.
Yeah.
And the 1- and 2-star reviews.
Are those fluff reviews? You think? Like they're I don't know if that's true, but one of the things I've always heard is that the companies pay someone to go in and review their products and give them good reviews.
Right. The ones that were 5-star reviews, 4- and 5-star reviews, were ones that only just used everything but the laptop charging part of it. And the people that left the 1- and 2-star reviews had complaints about the laptop charger.
And like you said earlier, that's how you found out about it.
Yeah.
So 4-star review on Amazon, but man, that's a tough one. Okay, so let's go through with the pros and cons.
Okay.
Not jump ahead here, but I was just curious about that. So all right, so $151 on Amazon. And a 4-star review. So keep that in mind as Joe goes through the pros and cons here.
Right.
All right, so the pros.
The pros, the size. I mean...
It's little. It's like a little lunchbox.
Yeah. And actually, when I was coming down the hall, Zach looked at that and Zach goes, "That's awesome."
Yeah, I mean...
And I didn't get a chance to explain, hold on, Zach, time out.
Yeah. Listen to the podcast, Zach. We'll straighten you out.
Yeah, looks may be deceiving.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with the size of it and the design of it. I mean... From design, it has everything what you need, and it's all easy access.
I mean, it is a little compact box, got a nice handle to it.
Yeah,
it looks streamlined,
and it feels pretty sturdy. I mean, I wouldn't drop it to see how it'll bounce, but I mean, it feels pretty sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to break it just by looking at it. And the battery size, the honking battery that they put in that thing to be able to charge your phone that many times.
Yeah.
It's great and not that heavy. I mean,
and you threw out kilowatt hours or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's 178 watt hours.
Watt hours.
So I'm not sure how many.
Well, for somebody that knows, there you go. There's the technical data. I don't know what that means, but somebody out there will.
All I know is it's a lot.
That's some major kilowatt hour or watt hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the pros. Now the cons.
Cons. Here we go. Now
this is where is where it gets scary because the pros outweigh, I have more pros than cons.
Okay.
But the cons hold a lot more weight.
Yeah. Quality versus quantity.
Exactly.
Okay.
First big con, the price.
Yeah, 151 surprised me, especially now you reviewed the Wise apps or the Wise products.
Yes.
And those blow me away with how cheap they are for what you get.
Yeah, for the quality.
And now this kind of goes the other way. $151 for a power pack, battery bank, I guess.
That claims to charge a laptop but doesn't.
That doesn't.
In the beginning I thought, that's a little high, but if it'll charge a laptop, I can almost justify the price.
Yeah, I agree with you. If it would charge a laptop up a couple of times, or three like it claims. Then.
Right, and then once I seen it doesn't do, I was like, yep, that just completely
shot that out of the water.
Yep.
Okay, so con number one.
And then the con number two is what I call the AC output gamble. Of it may charge your AC device or power it, or it may not.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
Here I am complaining about my laptop not working, but it claims to run a CPAP machine.
Yeah, and that gets serious.
Yes, so you're talking medical equipment. That equipment.
That's a big claim for them not to be able to back it up.
Yes, so I have family members that use CPAP machines. I'm not going to plug this in to test with their equipment because those machines are so expensive and so hard to get. As far as you can't just go to Walmart and buy that. You have to go through doctors
and a medical supplier.
And go through all that.
You're right. That gets serious in a hurry.
Yes, so I'm not taking that gamble. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work.
Right.
Okay, but you're taking that camping and you're wanting to be able to actually get a good night's sleep while you're camping instead of being a grump the whole time because
we're just having medical problems.
Right. Because you didn't get a good night's sleep the night before, so that has me err on the side of caution. It's like, I don't know if I want to take that gamble or not.
Yeah. Unsubstantiated claims.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, somebody out there listening, if you do use it and get some appliances to work, let us know.
Yeah, especially if you use a CPAP machine or any other.
So, full disclaimer, Joe is saying test out your products and then let us know.
Yes.
That way if something catches on fire, it is your risk and responsibility.
And we are not held liable. We are reviewers only.
All right, and what other cons you got?
That's it.
That's it. So
that's
2 cons.
That's why I said I'm heavy on the pros, but the cons sink it.
Those are big ones. Okay, so if you're going to give your 1 to 5 star review here, where does this bad boy fall?
As much as it pains me to say it, I have to give it a 2-star review.
2. I see that. I mean, because that was what got me excited. I was like, ooh, you can charge a laptop.
Yeah.
Because we go to a lot of soccer games and do statistics and use a laptop on the sidelines.
Right.
To do some of that and some of the live video stuff, and to charge a laptop would be huge.
Yeah.
Especially on such a small package.
Yeah, I was getting the stamp out. I was getting ink ready. I was getting ready to stamp with Joe's stamp of approval, and then I read it's like it doesn't charge laptops. What? Yeah.
And you actually, just to clarify, you tested it and it did not.
Right.
Okay. So Joe's stamp of approval. Now let's talk that. So if you had to buy this again for $151, knowing what you know now, good purchase, bad purchase?
Bad purchase.
You're in trouble. Cena, if you're listening, Joe's spending money. It's not good. You're welcome, Joe.
Oh, anytime. Appreciate it, Dave.
I got to take care of you. This is Help Desk with Joe. Joe needs help.
Yeah.
Cut off his shopping, Cena. All right, anyway, so Joe's stamp of approval not gotten. 2-star review. Boy, that's tough. It's been a while since you've had something that's went under 3 stars.
Yeah, and that was what discussion
you got to work hard to get under 3 stars.
I know. That was the discussion you and I was having before the show. It was when I found that out last night. It was very hard for me because we're used to having such great products,
right.
And the whole time I've been thinking we need a stinker because.
Just to help validity,
because people's gonna think, either
just
he only reviews good stuff,
yeah.
or the guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
One of the
two. It was very hard to go, oh man, this is a bad product. Oh, awesome, this is gonna be a bad product. This is gonna be great.
Give a little validity to the show, a little bit of strength in that area. And I will say that, Joe, you do not give out 5 stars. There's only one thing I've ever seen you give a 5-star to.
Yeah.
And, so you don't go easy on these products. If they say they're waterproof, you dunk them in water. If they say they're supposed to do this, you test it thoroughly.
Right.
The one Wise product you had for 1.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So, these are things these just not fluff pieces where you just say, oh, yeah, it's great, please endorse us. None of that happens.
Right.
And this is the tale that really exemplifies that. This is a product you paid your own $151 for. Does not do what it says, so therefore 2 stars. Joe's thumbs down. And we need some sort of sound effect to go with that. But all right.
How about the? I know it's copyrighted, but the Price is Right. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, there you go. So interesting stuff, but. All right, so the Prymax R150, just be aware, it does not, at least in Joe's experience and some Amazon reviewers, does not charge laptops.
You get this week's Stinker Award.
Yeah, there you go. Only one given out a week, and this is it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. We might not see another bad product like this for a while, so.
You never know.
Never know. Hard to tell. Is that a hint towards next week?
I don't know. You just don't know.
Just don't know. All right, so the suspense is there. That's how we keep you hooked.
That's right.
You got to come back next week to find out.
That's right.
Will there be 2 in a row, or will we get back on the good track? And that's my best soap opera announcer voice.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh, and Kel's not here to play the $100 question. Kel, do you know what a soap opera is?
Yeah, this is true. And Emerson's off playing golf, so yeah, we're without a teenager today.
Yeah, we're actually entertaining ourselves by our own references.
Yeah,
Having this young
and
person
nobody's even there to get them.
Yeah.
Funny stuff. All right, yeah. So just so you know, this is the Joe and Dave show today. Emerson has golf, so we'll catch up with her and get updates from her about her golf, and she does a show too. No Ifs, Ands, or Putts. Golf reference.
Yes, she does.
With them, but again, that's on hold until she gets done with her golf season. They're scrambling with COVID and stuff to get matches in place and make up matches and all that good stuff for their golf team, and I'm sure she's having a really good season, so it's exciting to get updates from her. But
well, she's like the rest of us trying to figure out what color goes where.
Yeah. The new gold color by West Virginia standards. I don't even know what that means. I don't know why gold's not the top, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's in the middle, but yeah. All right, so we're making the best out of this situation and having Help Desk with Joe continuing on, which it has continued on for 8 or 9 years now. And,
it's been a while.
And you're up to 32 podcasts, so...
Yeah, and this is the one show that survived COVID. I mean,
we
was able
indeed.
to, which surprised me that we was able to actually work
you're,
out.
You're a technology guy. I mean, that's expected. It didn't surprise me. I was like, we need to figure this out. Let me call Joe.
Well, but even though in just the year of 2020 you can't guarantee anything, or there's no certainty on anything, that we didn't let COVID stop us. That surprised
me. It certainly
me.
is. Help Desk with Joe will happen because that's what you do.
Now, if I hit the lottery, we will still do Help Desk with Joe. Maybe a little different. Maybe I'll call in because I'll be in my new house in Hawaii. But we'll make it happen. That or Dave and I will be broadcasting live from Hawaii.
From Hawaii together, yeah. Cena's like timeout.
Oh no, she's on board. If we win the lottery, that's...
Well, I don't know that she'll be on board with me being in Hawaii with you, but
trust me, Dave,
she's on board with being in Hawaii. One way or another. Listen, Cena, we got to do the show.
Yeah.
So therefore, I have to go to Hawaii as well.
Yeah. And all the equipment has to come with us.
Yeah, there you go.
Or we'll just buy new equipment.
I was going to say, we'll just get we'll get beach equipment.
There you go.
How cool would that be?
Oh, now that would be awesome.
Now, here's the problem. We have to start playing the lottery because I'm pretty sure neither one of us plays the lottery.
Yeah, that might be the problem. That might be why I'm not winning.
That is a challenge. Yeah. So we'll have to work on that one. All right. Well, anyway, so as we alluded to, Joe, you and Cena, A&M Digital Technologies, always helping out the community, always supporting our programs here at Patch. And you guys do a lot of stuff. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you, they have any questions about this Prymax R150 in your experience, or they have any questions about their own computer, their phones, stuff like that, technology-driven stuff they need fixed or worked on or sorted out, how do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. And we are on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and if we're not there already, coming soon, Amazon Podcast. And be sure to listen to the Patch Turned Up Radio. It's a free app on iOS and Android. You can get it's all family-friendly content, so you don't have to worry about the kids listening to anything that's not appropriate.
There you go. So, well, my name's David, and you've been listening to Help Desk with Joe here, as always, and on with Patch Turned Up. Stay tuned for more podcast, music, news, and updates from our Patch students and our Patch community, and that's community and children first. So thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week with Help Desk with Joe. All right, that's our Facebook broadcast. You've been listening to us here live on Facebook as we do our podcast. And this is show number 32 here with Joe, and episode 55 for our podcast and our news updates. And we'll be back next week for more of the same. So thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions or anything, just post them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer them or help you out. So A&M Digital Technology sponsored, rolling right along here through this COVID crisis, bringing you news, updates, and product reviews, anything that deals with technology, and supporting our community here at Patch.